At the conclusion of this lesson, you'll be able to compare and contrast the different ways to pay for college. The average amount that families spend on college this year was $26,226. It is important to have a plan of how you plan to pay for college. Applying for financial aid will likely be the most profitable part-time job you have in college. Typically, the hours spent on this reap hundreds of dollars in aid, support, scholarship, or reduced costs. You want to pursue more schooling after high school. It's important to have a conversation with your parents about your future. What is their expectation? What is your expectation? Will they support you? How so? What parameters are in place? How can they or you be prepared in advance? By having these conversations months and years ahead, you can be better prepared for your future. FAFSA Forecaster. A good way to start is to get an estimate of your student aid eligibility by going to FAFSA Forecaster. This site is for students that are not ready to complete the FAFSA. It is good for juniors or younger students. It shows a worksheet to help you determine your net cost of attending school. And that site is here. And it will be in your classroom also. To pay for college, here are 7 steps to follow. 1. Complete FAFSA. 2. Search for scholarships. 3. Use grants if you qualify. 4. Get a work-study job. 5. Tap your savings. 6. Take out federal loans if you have to. 7. Borrow private loans as a last resort. It's important to follow these steps in this order. Complete FAFSA. Apply for free money first, the scholarships and grants. Look at savings, and then apply for loans. The first step for finding ways to pay for college is to submit the FAFSA. Even if you don't expect to qualify for any aid, you should still complete the FAFSA, as the FAFSA is your ticket into the financial aid arena. Submitting the FAFSA puts you in the running to receive financial aid, including federal grants, work-study opportunities, student loans, and some state and school-based aid. Fill it out as soon as possible because some colleges award money on a first-come, first-served basis. FAFSA facts. You must complete the FAFSA each year based on family size. It's based on family size, number of full-time students, parents' income, parents' assets, students' income, and students' assets. Students' income and assets are counted as a higher estimated contribution than parents' income and assets. And here's an update. For typical academic year applications, fall is the start date. Now utilizes prior year income and can be filled out starting October 1st of the prior year. And so here's the link for that to apply for FAFSA. EFC, Estimated Family Contribution. Once your FAFSA is completed, it comes up with an EFC number, the Estimated Family Contribution. EFC is compared to cost of attendance, COA, for the specific school you're applying or attending. If EFC is less than COA, you are eligible for some form of aid. Scholarships are like a gift. It's money that you do not have to pay back. Many scholarships are merit-based, meaning you earn them by meeting or exceeding certain standards set by the scholarship giver. Merit scholarships might be awarded based on academic achievement or on a combination of academics and a special talent, trait, or interest. Other scholarships are need-based, referring to financial need, and some are merit and need-based. Scholarships are offered by many different organizations: schools, employers, individuals, private companies, nonprofits, communities, religious groups, and professional and social organizations. check out this link. Finding a scholarship. With so many scholarships available, it can be a challenge to know where to start. Here are 4 rules to finding a scholarship. Apply first for need-based scholarships. And here's the Need-based scholarships are awarded based on financial need, as determined by your school's cost of attendance and your expected family contribution. There tend to be more need-based grants than scholarships, but it's still worth applying for the awards. To be eligible for most state, federal, or institutional scholarships and grants, complete a free application for federal student aid known as the FAFSA, which we've already talked about. Number 2, find a niche scholarships you qualify for. Find scholarships that may fit you by considering your participation in volunteer work, club memberships, athletics, jobs, and classes, along with any awards you've already received. You may want to also consider other ways to distinguish yourself, including race or ethnicity, LGBT identity, religion, location or community, hobbies and interests, civic involvement, an immediate family member's military status, also immigration status. Also factor in special circumstances such as being a parent or an older or returning student, a GED recipient, or a homeschooled student. You may look for scholarships for students entering certain majors. If you get such a scholarship, you'll usually need to continue in that course of study to keep the funds. 3, cast a wide net. Applying for several scholarships increases your chances of getting more free money for college. Here are some ways to expand your reach. Use the U.S. Department of Labor's scholarships search tool right here. This will be in classroom. Talk to your school's financial aid office. Check with your high school's guidance office. Look for industry organizations related to your field of study. Search locally at community organizations, local businesses, religious organizations, or civic groups. Inquire about scholarships sponsored by a family member's employer or your own employer. Search scholarship databases such as CAPEX, SOLI, the College Board, or the Ultimate Scholarship Book. And those are all listed right here if you want to search for those. 4, pay attention to scholarship deadlines. Once you have a list of scholarships you want to apply for, keep track of deadlines. Some scholarships may have deadlines more than a year in advance. With this in mind, make your list of potential scholarships as early as the summer before your senior year of high school. If you're in college, look ahead to scholarships that will be dispersed in the next school year. If you have too many scholarships on your list, narrow it down to those with smaller niche applicant pools or ones that you can renew each year. Grants. Grants tend to be need-based and are available to students based on criteria such as family income. Federal and state government are the primary sources of grants. The Pell Grant is a well-known federal grant program. State-funded grants ordinarily go to students pursuing an education in that state. Finding grants. Complete the FAFSA to be considered for a federal Pell Grant, which is need-based. Search for private grants using the U.S. Department of Free Labor Scholarship Search Tool in classroom. Review your financial aid award letter from each school you're considering. Each letter will list the grants, scholarships, work-study programs, and loans you're eligible for. Accept all the grants and scholarships you're offered before taking out any student loans. Get a work-study job. The federal work-study program funds part-time jobs for college students with financial need. A work-study award has to be earned through part-time employment. To apply for work-study, submit the FAFSA. If you qualify, you'll see work-study listed on your financial aid award. Next, you need to find an eligible work-study job and work enough hours to earn all of the aid you qualify for. Check out this link. A college job checks multiple boxes. It provides an income, work experience, and potentially valuable connections. Tap your savings. Realistically, you'll probably have to dip into your income and savings to pay for tuition, room and board, and other college-related expenses. Savings is a big portion of how the average family pays for college. A typical family pays for college by using savings and income, 43%, scholarships and grants, 31%, borrowing, 24%, and money from family and friends, 2%. It's never too late to save. You can save, use with summer jobs, gift money, etc. Would your parents or family be willing to match money that you set aside yourself for future expenses? It doesn't hurt to ask. Maybe your grandparents or parents saved up for you in advance. If you or your parents saved money in a 529 plan, which is a state-sponsored tax advantage college investment account, access the funds by contacting the plan's administrator. 529 plans are currently the most beneficial savings plans for pre-saving for college. 529 plans are tax-deferred, tax-free for qualified education expenses. Here's Iowa's. And I'm going to have you right now pause my instructional video to go to Classroom and open this YouTube video to watch this YouTube video. Okay. Borrowing federal loans. If you need to borrow to pay for college, take out federal student loans before private ones. Federal loans have benefits that private loans don't, including access to income-driven repayment plans and loan forgiveness programs. Types of federal loans. There are several types of federal student loans. Direct subsidized loans are for undergraduates with a financial need. If you qualify, you won't be responsible for any interest that accrues while you're in school. Direct unsubsidized loans are the most common type of federal student loan. Unlike subsidized loans, they're available to both undergraduate and graduate borrowers, and they do accrue interest while you're in school. The interest is capitalized due to your balance at the end of your grace period. Parent Plus loans are for parents with dependent undergraduate students. Parents' credit histories must be tarnish-free to qualify. They can borrow as much as they need to cover their students' college costs. Grad Plus loans are for graduate and professional students and don't have borrowing limits. Unlike undergraduate loans, which don't consider borrower credit, you need decent credit to qualify for a Grad Plus loan. The government wants to make sure your credit report is free of negative marks like bankruptcies, charge-offs, or past due debt, says Karen McCarthy, Director of Policy Analysis at the National Association of Student Financial Aid Administrators. And on slide 24, there's another YouTube video. Pause this video and go watch that one now.
This unforgettable vacation memory. It didn't actually begin here. This memory began with...
And now you're back after watching that. How much can I borrow in federal student loans? You can take out multiple types of federal loans if you qualify, but there are limits on how much you can get in student loans based on your loan type, your year in school, and whether you're a dependent or independent student. There are also limits to how much you can borrow through your entire higher education. Note that the total limits for graduate borrowers include any loans they borrow as an undergraduate. What interest rate can I expect with federal student loans? Congress sets interest rates for all these loan types each year, but the new rates apply only to new loans. Your interest rate is locked in throughout the life of your existing loan. Current loan rates are 4.53% for undergrad federal loans. What interest rate can I expect? Slide 27. Private loans. Borrow private loans as a last resort. If you need to use private student loans, compare your options before you choose a lender. Shop around to find a lender that offers you the lowest interest rate and the most generous borrower protection, such as flexible repayment plans or the option to put your loans in forbearance if you're struggling to make payments. TC's 2 cents. Complete FAFSA early and every year. Make it your job to find grants and scholarships. Aim for student loan payments that don't exceed 10% of projected after-tax monthly income your first year out of school. Tax credits can offset some costs of college, like the American Opportunity Tax Credit and the Lifetime Learning Tax Credit. For more information on those, check out this link. And finally, planning ahead to pay for college will save you money. Now I'm going to have you work on completing 7-2A, paying for college.